contribute to knowledge sharing, administrative capacity building, and so on across countries?
Yeah. No, we decided to sign last year during the Greek-Italian summit in Rome a memorandum of understanding to streamline and codify our cooperation. Well, I think that the conference today highlighted very well what we see about Greece today. Greece is simply, simply for all of us is a blueprint for effective policy reform. And I think it was clear, and I learned a lot from this contribution. Let me go back to something also. I profit from Kjartan's presence. Something anecdotal maybe, but it's important. 4 years ago, it was July 2022, the very first in-person meeting of our expert group on public administration and governance took place here in Greece, in Athens. And I still recall at that time a very inspirational and passionate keynote by the then Secretary General, nowadays Deputy Minister, about critical success factors for reform in Greece. Well, 4 years after, I just see not just a sense of motion about the things you described as a target for your policy reforms 4 years ago. I don't see just, again, a sense of motion. I see a sense of purpose and the capacity and also the determination to drive the future of public administration in Greece, in Europe, and also in our neighboring regions. So we are very happy to have this kind of unique partnership with Greece. Greece is the second country. The first one is France, by the way, with which we have this structured partnership. And at the end, maybe it's not trivial to recall that we are in Thessaloniki. So I think that somewhere here around also the Greek philosopher Aristotle was born, who once, I think, said something like that the ultimate goal of political science is the wellness of the mankind. That at the end, we might have, as some other colleagues said before, different approaches to policy reform, different models, but in a more and more fragmented world, I think the challenges are the same. Indeed, as it comes to artificial intelligence, I think we are all so beginners, maybe at different stages, and we are also, as Italy, very admirative of what you achieved in goal setting for senior managers on AI. But it's important that we maintain this compass. So thanks again to the Greek government for having us convened here in Plateia Aristotelos, I think, so the Aristotle Square, my Greek high school. So I stop here. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, we 2 minutes for each of you now. So to talk a little bit more about EKT's experience in terms of administrative burden measurement, process simplification and digital transformation. What have been the most important results and lessons learned so far, would you say, from those projects?
In a nutshell, we are the executive branch of the Observatory for Bureaucracy. So we are part of this great effort to cut red tape. We have measured the archive digitalization campaign. It's an initiative of 600 million euros worth. And how will this digital data be used in order to have interoperability, reduce red tape, etc. At the same time, we built a state-of-the-art, a very modern bureaucracy index. We got the know-how from other countries. We presented our results in Germany. The feedback we received has been amazing. And we added one more check and balance, if you like, which is the impact of every piece of law. So every new piece of law will go through this filter, so we anticipate any additional red tape, physical or digital red tape, I mean. And because I have no time and I'm an expert on AI, it was mentioned before, let me say the following. Yes, we are in favor of efficiency, of performance, of increasing productivity, but not increase inertness and laziness.
Okay, that's great. And so finally, you're going to have the final word, Katerina.
as the consultant always does, you know.
So, yeah, you have to watch what you say now. What challenges would you say the public sector faces in maintaining and continuing good practices and implementing the findings of your technical assistance or technical assistance in general?
Κοιτάξτε, δεν θα πω κάτι.
I'm not going to tell you something quite radical or brand new. I think that keeping retaining the leaders for some years, it's critical. The fact that the reforms are linked to a specific political mandate and political delegation is a factor that greatly affects the life expectancy of a reform. So the better the basis is, the better know-how you have, the more this reform will be resilient. So one needs to be knowledgeable. That's why TSI is a tool that can help, because it brings about this knowledge. It gives this additional stature or weight when proposing these policies. And having said that, it is very important to have around the table, when talking about a reform, all public administration stakeholders. Of course, this is the starting point of the starting point of the labyrinth of Greek public administration. Many bodies, many agencies, some are not at the same level of maturity with others. So we need better communication, better coordination at the design, during the design phase. So whatever comes to the table to be discussed from the technical assistance or from whoever, or financing ideas, RRF loans or whatever, this will be something that will deliver. And I think the most difficult thing is to have important takeouts and the kind of impact you have on the citizens' quality of life.
Thank you very much. And please join me in thanking the panel. Thank you, Mr. Bjornsen, as well. Stay in your seats. We will have a photo in a moment. But I just wanted to say a few words at the end of the day. First of all, I want to congratulate all our speakers and panelists for their excellent timekeeping, despite this very rich content that we had, and a lot of complexity to be conveyed. I think a lot of ideas. So we've managed to finish on time, which is what we always strive for with The Economist. So thanks very much for that. I would like to thank the Ministry of the Interior once again for your partnership and cooperation in making this event happen. PwC as well for your support, very valued support. I would like to thank Anita and Annie and the whole Economist Impact team, who have been working so hard behind the scenes and making sure that everything also went so smoothly. Thanks to the translators who had a tough assignment today. Everybody was talking very fast and to get through everything. So thank you very much. Thanks to the technical team. Sorry, we were really bad with our microphones, knocking them all the time. But that's it. I think it was, really interesting event. It is a landmark event. I don't think there has been a conference on this topic before. So no doubt we'll have one again in a few years where we can see further results of this transformation process. So that's all from me. Over and out. We're going to have some coffee and snacks and so on afterwards. So thanks all of you. Thanks to the audience for being with us today as well. Thank you. And we have a photograph.